WrestleMania is really close, but I've been more anticipated for the World Cup as of late, knowing one of my nationalities from the Jamaican national team will be qualifying with one more game against the Democratic Republic of Congo this weekend. But outside of my own personal affairs, Sami Zayn's the United States champion. You know, this is your level, Sammy, but realistically, this is the only way we can legitimately elevate yourself, even though you've been whining for why you weren't in the title picture. So this is the only way. This is the guy that you guys consider over. You guys say how great Sami Zayn is, but you guys coherently never explain why. Is it his gimmick? Is this his character? Do you resonate with a guy like Sami? With his heritage being Canadian? Or just because he affiliates with bigger stars majority of his storylines? And it never feels like organically he pushes himself. And he's been doing this for the past 3 to 4 years. And just to initiate him over to a feud, like this is what happens when Triple H gets involved, to affiliate over storylines that he has no part of, because when is Sami Zayn gonna understand that he's never top star material if I'm seeing 20,000 dislikes on his title win against Carmelo Hayes, trying to construct any type of push involving this after like the uproar for why Carmelo Hayes wasn't in the title picture. He's had a decent run as US champion with his little open challenges he's had around SmackDown with Ilya Dragunov, Ray Phoenix. I think one time he faced Nathan Frazier, and we could have had a good match with him with Trick Williams, knowing their rivalry and the relationship they had over on NXT back when it was 2.0. To now where Trick Williams has established himself as a main star, probably above him at level, but knowing that these guys could have actually done business together around the build to WrestleMania, but then you affiliate that orchestrating around Carmelo Hayes with Trick's grudge feud with Sami Zayn over saying that he couldn't get it done, and then you just make him win the United States Championship after he beat Solo for the United States Championship. And then he wins the Intercontinental Championship against Gunther. He's like the most overbooked upper mid-carder that organically can't even get over. And then as soon as you bring up that Sami Zayn's one of the pioneers that should get a shot now, majority of the grifters over the grand minority, even though majority of people have negative responses over Sami Zayn winning championships and causing younger talents that actually can get a reaction, actually look exciting, and look like they actually keep themselves together while not whining every last second segment to get himself over, and he's still trying to push over for the positive reception. I don't get it. This is almost as worse as the $100 price increase on the PlayStation consoles. Did y'all see that? And knowing that Sami Zayn's in this predicament, while at the same sentiment, he's still deserving when you're trying to still instill him as a title picture guy. It's crazy. Like, you can see over this ruthless depression at full swing. We were robbed of Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams, man. Ruthless depression. Poor Carmelo Hayes. It's unbelievable how WWE manages to completely fail to understand the fans and mess things up. Same thing with Karrion Kross. Hell, you can even see the direction and how they're screwing up a feud with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, with them just doing brawl segments and get Randy Orton heat when he is the most over guy in the storyline, and they begrudgingly think they're gonna turn Cody babyface when they don't have a star babyface right now. Knowing Roman Reigns and knowing Cody can't reluctantly get any reaction, knowing he still gets himself over using nepotism. It's crazy, bro. And the worst thing is, Sami Zayn can't be any type of inclusion into that. I don't even rate Sami Zayn as a worker. He's decent over with psychology, but how to correlate that over to the fan reaction? What he's been doing for the last 4 weeks, other than getting relentlessly mocked and screwed over in matches involving Trick Williams, then whining to Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes and Nick Aldis why he wasn't in championship opportunities when he legitimately had a title shot clean against McIntyre. And he's still acting like a bitch ass, unkempt, skinny fat jobber that if we leave him 20 minutes on the mic and if he was world champion, I swear we'd see record low ratings back to when Cody was world champion last year. And you guys will deny it. And we're just saying that we're hating over for the sake of hating. You know, y'all loved Kofi Mania, but didn't you say that 2019 was the worst year for WWE around that time? Crazy, right? And Kofi was world champion for a grand majority of that year. Next to Brock and Seth hot potato winning the belt and Brock winning Money in the Bank. Y'all never said a positive outside of Kofi's world title win at WrestleMania 35. And the same sentiment goes over to whenever Sami Zayn gets a title run. And we're supposed to be force-fed that this nigga's over. Explain to me this. This guy's been in the WWE since the main roster since 2015. We're excluding his time on NXT. They're not NXT goats. You're in developmental goat. That's crazy to me. You're in a pioneer of developmental. We are still reaping the benefits of OVW class of 2002 in this bitch. Randy Orton's still there as a mainstay star over on the roster. John Cena, biggest headline for the WWE was his retirement to Gunther. And Gunther's not even on TV regularly. Tell me how that makes sense. Brock Lesnar still headlines PLEs in the Big 26. And Dave Bautista is an acclaimed actor still. And probably one of the better actors in wrestling business that can hit range other than The Rock and John Cena in certain occasions. Even though John Cena's not even that bad of an actor. And now, we're instilling that type of sentiment over for a guy like Sami Zayn. No one's denying that they might not do business with Carmelo and try to initiate him over to the plot line, knowing that Trick was responsible for costing him the championship. So this still could be carried over as a three-way. But over the sentiment of having Sami just defeats the purpose. Even relevanting this title feud when there's so many goddamn belts. And it feels like for the past 2 weeks they've been just trying to force feed cards when we know it's going to be a four match format in the next coming 2 days. In a weekend when you guys have like 200 guys that you're going to try to squeeze over to a segment plus monetization sweeps. With no Io Sky. That's crazy. Nobody really messes with Sami Zayn. That's the craziest thing too. You guys want to like force like these wrestlers, and yet you guys don't give any, resolving standpoint into it. And look, I'm all for supporting guys that get the crowd reaction. Guys that always have that undefeating support, but I never see people try to mimic what Sami Zayn does promo wise. They just fuck with his entrance, and they like that he's not a muscly dude. And they can't mimic anything about Sami Zayn. Other than a few of his spots. He does his little between the turnbuckle DDT, his Blue Thunder Bomb that never gets a finish unless you're a lower Carter, and the bare minimum of any excitement, very little charisma to carry over a promo, plus 10 minutes without Kevin Owens carrying him that can actually hit a range. And majority of the time, he's just bitching a grand majority of his promos. I swear the only impact he had over in a promo when he referenced AEW, back when he was trying to do these electric chair promos back in 18 or 19. And now, you gotta force him as U.S. champion just to instill any drama between him and Trick. And I don't know if that's supposed to instill Trick as being over when he's been elevated with guys like Randy Orton in segments. just RKOing him already shoots it over to a million views. You shoot him over with a segment with Sami Zayn, barely a 250,000 with 20,000 dislikes. Why is this nigga in my TV? Except to connect when they connect with the Saudi Republic of Saudi Financial Fund when it comes to trying to do crown jewel shows. Fuck Sami Zayn. Respectfully. I never get the hype. I will never get the hype. I don't understand the hype. He's a great worker. Triple H was having him in his era. He wouldn't even consider him over Lance Storm, Billy Kidman, Jamie Noble. Good little workers. Not much of a presence. They're just a wrestler. That's how Triple H would have instilled that. And we know he can't book. So watch us fall flat. He does an open challenge. They screw over. They do a tag team match. Come WrestleMania time, it's a 3-way. You can already know how WWE formats their matches in the next 3 weeks before PLE. That's the craziest thing. Sammy Hogan's gonna run wild. And the worst thing, nobody's gonna be watching. I'm going to be watching this unsanctioned match between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. Two grown men going at it over this Sami Zayn segment. Please God, the last thing in my mind, any person, even a younger kid just trying to get into wrestling, and it's like, oh man, I want to see Randy Orton beat up on Cody Rhodes. Because I bet a kid is going to say that. I bet they're going to say that because they like Randy. They fuck with Randy before they fuck with Cody. And the last thing in their mind is who's this whiny, bearded weirdo that's too damn hairy and he's complaining still after winning a championship last week? And they give everybody pyro. So the authenticity of even winning a championship over on a televised program and y'all trying to make everything hit like WrestleMania. You're not going to be at WrestleMania. That's a crazy thing, too. You guys even see that. You know what's a red flag also to know that your favorite wrestler that hasn't been booked in a while is not going to be at WrestleMania? You see him backstage segment with multiple other undercarders with R-Truth promoting something. That's the saddest segments on the weekly programming. I saw that off the Papa John segment. I think one time when they were promoting Clash of Clans. ESPN, when they had the license to do PLEs for the year, come WrestlePalooza. Oh, good, I won't see Motor City Machine Guns. That's the equivalent. That's it for me over on the DST show. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Tell me how y'all think about Sami Zayn winning the United States Championship. You feel like the build to WrestleMania is getting fat rushed over for some of these matches with no angles? And, you think Jelly Roll will make the Hall of Fame come next year?